Well, good morning, everyone, and welcome to our devotional for this Monday morning. Glad to have you with me this morning. This morning, I want to be looking at Hebrews. I'm reading in Hebrews, and I want to look at chapter 2 and verse 1. So this is something that I think is pretty important, and I want to pass it on and share it with you this morning. Chapter 2, verse 1 says, "We must pay the most careful attention, therefore, to what we have heard, so that we do not drift away." Now, I don't know how you get your fill or your daily devotion or your reading of God's word. I don't know how you get God's word each day. Some of you listen to me, and that's great. I would also suggest that you read as well, because I think reading is very important. Some of you may listen to sermons. Some of you may listen to other devotionals, read the daily bread, or those type of things. However you get it, it doesn't matter how you get it, but however you get it, I think what we need to really see in this verse is, he says to pay the most careful attention to these things that someone's telling you, whether it's written or whether it's spoken, but somebody is using God's word, which is the most powerful tool on the planet that we have as Christians. And they're using it in a way to give you or share with you what God has said, and what God has said, and how that applies and intertwines into your life. And so he is saying to pay most careful attention to the things you've heard. But then why? So that you do not drift away. As great of a Christian as you are or could be, as great of a Christian as anyone is, without this word, without getting daily sustenance from God's word, we're going to end up drifting away. Satan has a way of coming in and saying, as he did to Eve in Genesis, has God really said, surely you will not die? So he has a great way of twisting God's word around. If we're not in it, we're not reading it, we're not paying attention to it, then the devil has a way of twisting our minds and showing us just how that God isn't really real to us. We are fickle human beings, and so we have to be reminded on a daily basis. So pay most careful attention, therefore, to what we've heard, so that we do not drift away. So be careful and take God's word to heart, not just in the head, but when it comes in, take it in the heart. How do I apply it? How do I do what God's word says, and how does it need to change my life? Those are things we need to be thinking about, and I hope you do, and I hope you have a wonderful day, friends, and we'll see you tomorrow.